Okay, so we are finally installing the exhaust back pressure sensor. Yeah, exhaust back pressure sensor. So mine's a WRX link plug-in. So this is the pin out for the expansion connector number 2, and some wires and stuff. I'll show you what's going on. So I first mounted so this is the O2 bung. My O2 sensor is in the downpipe. This is in the headers. So these are my, what are they? Kinagawa Killer Bee copy headers. $1,000, best $1,000 I ever spent. And so I'd have to double check what this thread pitch is, but it's something like M15 by 1, and this is an M15 by 1 adapter with a 1/8 NPT thread in the middle. This is then a 1/8 NPT to AN4 fitting. And then what we have is, so these are AN4, and it's a 37-degree flare. So what we've got, you can't really see it, but the copper pipe, I'll show you the ends in a minute, but the copper pipe comes here, goes over here, goes through the loop, goes this way, and then comes to our canister. And then on each end of the canister, there's a female 1/8 inch NPT thread where my sensor is threaded into. I'll show you. I've got another one of these I made, so I'll show you that. And then there's an AN4 fitting on the end here. And then we've got a connection for the sensor up here. So I'm halfway through the wire. Well, not halfway, but what I've got is I've got a 10-way Deutsch connector here. So one of these is 5 volt, the blue. The brown is sensor ground, and then the green is the signal. And what I can do in the future, because this is a 10-way connector, if I need to split this 5 volt or this sensor ground, I can actually split it off this connector. And so say this sits over here somewhere, say we have another sensor somewhere that needs a sensor ground or a 5 volt, it can actually come from this. What I would do is I'd just run a loop back into the back of this. So I'll pull this pin out, make a loop to go to one of these other pins, and then make that go out to the other sensor. Anyway, so that cable, or that one, comes through to here, and then on my ECU we've got the expansion connectors. So our brown, which is the ground or sensor ground, blue, which is the 5 volt, and then green, which is AN volt 8. Okay, and then so that AN volt 8 I'll have to set up in the software. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this excess through so I know how much I've got. So I'll pull this through. So that's probably going to be able to reach over. I did measure all this out before, but that's probably going to end up sitting right by the turbo, which is amazing. But in relation, our sensor is like just right below here. So if I get that to go under there, I'm just going to check how much slack I have in my cable still. And it doesn't look like I have a lot, so I'm going to pull that through. So the ECU will sit there. And yeah, that's that. So that looks like, so we can probably, yeah, it's not ideal that it comes over towards the turbo. I think maybe, yeah, maybe if it's sat around here somewhere, I'll look at that anyway. But now what I need to do is I need to make the section, this is the other side of the Deutsch connector. It will then have blue, green, and where's my brown? There's some more brown somewhere anyway. And that will then go to, this is my wiring box that I keep everything in. Where is it? Oh yeah. So there's the connection there for the sensor. So we'll have one of these going to the other side of this using this wire. So there to there, and that'll be the other half of the loom. Now, if you haven't seen any of the other videos that I showed, this is my $20-odd AliExpress exhaust back pressure sensor kit that I made. So what we have here is some copper pipe. It comes just as a copper pipe, this one. And the way I made it work is you get these little reducers. They have a 37-degree flare already, and then this brass nut is AN4, so that gives that end. This one I haven't done yet because I don't know how long it's going to be. And then this is the canister. So this was a 1/8 NPT. It was like a cylinder that I chopped in half. Half I used here, half I used on the other one. And then this one here is a 1/8, no, sorry, a AN4. So as it was just screwed in, that goes to there, and the sensor goes in this side here. In regards to the reducers, these are all the little bits. So might not be the right size, but that's another one of the nuts. And then that's a reducer. I'll just see if it's the right size. Yep, so this was the other side. So that gets brazed onto there. Brazing is pretty easy. You just use a butane torch, which is hiding over there behind that bottle. Butane torch. And you use some solder bar, and yeah, once I'd slide that over first because you don't want to solder that on without having your nut on. So put your nut on, solder that on, boom, Bob's your uncle. That's your feed line. The type of weld-on fittings I use, so that's an AN4 one that I got from AliExpress. There you go, 4AN stainless steel fitting. The sensor I've used is this one here from EFI Solutions. There they are there. 50 PSI absolute sensor. So what that means is it goes negative atmosphere, so it goes to negative 14.7 PSI, and then it goes up to 35 PSI. So there it says there, negative 14.7, positive 35 PSI. So I doubt we're going to have more than 35 PSI back pressure, and if we do, the sensor's just going to top out at 35 PSI. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to finish off the wiring. If you have any questions, leave them below. I use proper Tefcell wire. It's just nice and light and thin, and it's strong, and when you crimp stuff, it works really well. The headers for the ECU are in fact these guys here, TE connectivity 602-8537. They're about $2 each or something. These are an 8-way. And then these are the crimps. I bought about 500 of them. XAJST crimp. I don't know the part number. But just look up this connector and find the appropriate crimps. And then the tool that I use is, for these tiny crimps, is this Engineer PA09. There you go, PA09 Engineer. There is also PA21 will do the same thing. So these do these tiny little crimps. 1.6 is what you need for these guys here. So either of those tools will do it. You can use TXL wire. This is TXL here. It's quite a bit bigger. Like the metal strand is the same, but the insulation's quite a bit bigger. But it's half the price of TEFCell. But it's not as nice. Look in comparison. You probably can't see this on camera, but it's almost twice as thick, this TXL. So yeah, TEFCell, a lot nicer and stronger. So if you have any questions, leave them below. It's fairly easy to set up. So it's wired to AN Volt 8. So you go to your analog inputs, you go to AN Volt 8, double click, bring that up on your screen. It's actually gone behind my thing, so I'll try again. Nope. What I'll do, no, okay, so it's behind here. There it is. I'll move that out of the way. Move this back up. Lock it back in. So now we'll go AN Volt 8. Okay, so AN Volt 8 is off at the moment. If I click on it, it then tells us here, and I think we've got to select map sensor. I'm just going to double click. I'll just see what options there are. Narrowband oxygen, exhaust pressure, there you go. So no, you can set it as exhaust pressure. And then calibration is based on what sensor you're using. So, oh hey Dorothy. So here's the calibration here. It's linear. So 0.5 volts equals negative 14.7, 4.5 equals 35 psi. Linear, so it's straight, as opposed to being curved. So there's different cal tables. Some are for linear, some are for a curved one. So you need to work out what cal table. So, well, I'll just do it now, I guess. Let's have a look. So I'll do this so you can see how it's done. So we take our calibration, we want this 0.5 volts equals negative 14.7. So this is set to cal table 1 at the moment. So let's look at cal table 1 and see what that looks like. So I just type in cal 1 table. That comes up here, and it's not linear. Okay, so let's just go into the help, go contents, go, and I'm going to type in cal linear, custom sensor calibration, and it says here 1 to 3 provide a table allowing use of non-linear, 4 to 6 have a linear output. Okay, so we want cal table 4 to 6. So what we do is we go back into our software, we go to AN volt 8 again. So open that up. I'm going to set it to cal table 4. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to go cal 4. Oh no, so cal 4 is already set as my oil pressure. So we're going to go cal 5. So value A is 0.5 volts. Value B is 4.5 volts. Output units, we want kPa, or if you're in America, PSI. And then value A is negative 14.7. Nope, won't let me. Oh, yep. Oh no, no, it won't let me. Weird. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, normally you would put that as negative 14.7 and then the next one is 35 and Bob's your uncle. But I'll have to investigate that. But that's how you set it up. So if you found that helpful, leave us a like. Click subscribe if you want to see how well it works. Or, you know, you want to see more of my crappy videos, you know you want to. And thanks for watching. I appreciate all the comments too. So, you have a question, feel free to ask. I don't mind helping. Thanks for watching.